The Zephyrian Council had thought it hilarious when they assigned Marcus Rodriguez to guard the Nexus Gate, the most important interdimensional portal in the galaxy, and they'd given the job to a human, a species barely past their Stone Age according to galactic standards. The other guards, hulking Krillian warriors and cybernetically enhanced Vortaki, had laughed until their various respiratory organs ached. Let the primitive monkey play soldier. High Commander Vexthal had chuckled, his crystalline features gleaming with amusement. What's the worst that could happen? That had been 6 months ago. Not a single unauthorized being had passed through the gate since. Marcus stood at his post, unremarkable in his standard-issue armor, human eyes scanning the vast chamber that housed the swirling portal. To the aliens, he looked painfully average, medium height, brown hair, the kind of face that would disappear in any crowd. They couldn't have been more wrong. The first test came within a week. A Shadowkin infiltrator, capable of bending light around its form to achieve near-perfect invisibility, had attempted to slip past during a shift change. The other guards never saw it. Marcus did. Something about the way the air moved wrong, the slight distortion that didn't match the ventilation patterns he'd memorized. One stunner blast, and the would-be intruder was down. The second attempt involved a metamorph, a shapeshifter who had perfectly replicated High Commander Vexthal himself, complete with biometric signatures and access codes. It would have fooled every scanner in the facility. But when the false commander approached the gate, Marcus stepped forward. "Sir, could you tell me what you said to me yesterday about the coffee?" The metamorph, confused, began to bluff about human beverages. The real Vexthal had never spoken to Marcus about coffee, or anything else for that matter. Another threat neutralized. Then came the psychological attacks. A Mindweaver, one of the most feared species in the galaxy, attempted to overwhelm Marcus's consciousness with telepathic assault. The alien's mental tendrils, capable of driving most beings insane, crashed against something unexpected. A human mind that had spent years dealing with anxiety, depression, and self-doubt. Marcus had been fighting battles in his own head long before he'd ever heard of aliens. "Sorry, buddy," Marcus said to the writhing Mindweaver as security dragged it away. "You're gonna have to try harder than that. I've got an inner critic that makes you look like a motivational speaker." Word spread through the galactic underground. The Nexus Gate had become impenetrable. Pirates, spies, and interdimensional terrorists all tried their luck. A phantom walker phased through solid matter only to find Marcus waiting on the other side. The human had noticed the temperature drop and positioned accordingly. A quantum duplicate created 17 versions of himself to overwhelm the defenses, but Marcus had studied the subtle differences in their quantum signatures and picked out the original with disturbing accuracy. The Zephyrian Council was baffled. How was this primitive human succeeding where their most advanced security systems had failed? High Commander Vexthal finally asked Marcus directly. The human shrugged, checking his weapon's power cell with practiced efficiency. "You guys keep looking for complicated solutions to complicated problems," Marcus said. "But sometimes the best defense is just paying attention. You hired me as a joke because you thought I was simple. Thing is, humans got really good at not dying by being paranoid, pattern-recognizing, persistently stubborn creatures. We notice things. We remember things. And we really, really hate losing." He gestured toward the pristine gate chamber. "Besides, I've got nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, and frankly, this is the best job I've ever had. So yeah, I'm gonna guard this gate like my life depends on it." The joke, it turned out, was on them.